You know what type of blood you are?
Actually, I don't. I was wondering that when we did research.
I don't know mine either. And it is weird. I've given blood. I mean, but they never inform you.
See, I'm not allowed to give blood because I have polycythemia. So,
Oh, really?
Which is extra red blood cells.
I think if I found out my blood type, I'm sure it would be OMG negative. Anyway, folks, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about blood types, and specifically, we're going to be talking about the Rh negative factor, which has been linked kind of recently to the idea that it is people that carry the Rh negative are actually descendants of an alien race. So stick around, and that's what we're going to be talking about today on Black Lotus. Conspiracy theories, the paranormal, UFOs, aliens, and all things strange and unusual. This is Black Lotus. So, I think we should start out by talking about blood types and
the rarities.
And the rarities of it. First of all, let me tell you what the blood types are. You've got AB positive and negative. You've got A positive and negative. You got B positive and negative, and O positive and negative. Now, those are the most common types.
Right.
But there is another variation out there, and it's called the rhesus factor, and it's named for the rhesus monkey. And so it's the Rh factor, and what it is, it's a specific measure of antigens in the blood, and that's how they determine the Rh factor. And I found that 85% of humans have Rh, but it's Rh positive. So that leaves a remaining 15% that are Rh negative. And but the thing I find interesting about these Rh negative people is that they share common traits.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they tend to have a higher IQ. They tend to have blue, green, or hazel eyes, reddish hair. They usually have very empathetic qualities about their personalities.
But on reddish hair, it's not even that they have to be redheaded. It's like you could have like black hair, but if you notice when it sits in the sun, it's got a reddish tint to it.
Exactly.
And I found that was interesting because there's like green-based blacks and red-based blacks and blue-based blacks, and they find that most people with RH has some type of red in it. Interesting.
Yep. And they also have a hypersensitivity to heat
and light.
Yeah, and that's kind of strange. They're also they have highly tuned senses, and they tend to be psychic. I mean, I think personally, everybody is psychic, but
more in tune
with it. That's a little rare when you're more in tune with it. Their blood pressure tends to go to one extreme or the other, either extremely low or extremely high, and their pulse rate tends to be lower.
And their body temperature.
Yeah. And they're also prone to a parasite that's called toxoplasmosis. But their bodies can fight that off, because of this type of blood. It's kind of strange,
Yeah, and I did a study. Yes, I did a study. I was reading about a study, and I don't remember who did it, but they said that there was a lot of other little things, too, that they found of like look wise and physically wise, that things like sometimes they have people with extra vertebrae are going to be more commonly Rh blood.
Oh, really?
They have can't be cloned. I thought that was interesting. They can't be cloned. They not only have the higher IQ, but they have the aging like you ever hear like the old soul, they're wise. It seems that people with Rh blood are more prone to be that type of person that you would look and go, oh, they're very old soul, they're very wise. Which I thought was a very odd trait to be very to all be have the same.
Somehow linked to the fact that they tend to have higher IQs.
Well, not only do they have higher IQs too, they also look, when they're younger, they look older.
Oh, okay.
So if you're 17, you look like you're 25 more.
Okay, I see.
But also when they're 40,
so
they
physically
also look more like they're 25.
Okay.
So yeah, physically they stay in age bracket, I guess, of looks. So they either look young for their age or old for their age.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fascinating. And of course, they usually have freckles. Your freckles are very common.
Yeah, I was reading about that. But I think it's interesting that before the 15th century, it wasn't really very prominent throughout the world. It was mainly in Europe where this Rh negative factor was
Highly
prevalent. But scientists have looked back over like 35,000 years, and it's linked to certain tribes. And as I said, Europeans tend to have the greatest population of Rh negative people. But it is mostly commonly found in Spain and in France, and specifically in the Pyrenees Mountains. There's an area there where there's indigenous people there, and they're called the Basque, and they have the highest population of people to have Rh negative, and upwards to like 35%, I guess.
That's a big amount, since most countries don't have that anywhere near that.
Down to like 1%, really, in most countries. And so I think that's weird. In this little bitty area, it's so highly dense.
I wondered if they ever have done a research thing and say how many abductees come from that area.
I was wondering the same thing, and I tried to look that up, and I couldn't find any correlation on it.
I couldn't find anything either.
But the reason for that is that there is a theory that was presented on Ancient Origins. Have you ever been to Ancient Origins? It's a pretty cool website. It's kind of an online magazine, and they specifically deal with the origins of mankind, and they link it to the aliens and how we are genetic constructs from the animals, that were currently existing, including humans, humanoids, that were existing at the time. And then suddenly there's this missing link, and then you get the modern day human. So there's a theory out there that aliens came here, specifically the Anunnaki, and created a slave race here by way of introducing their own DNA into the current humanoids that were here, and thus here we are. So we all have human or have alien traits to us.
Well, how many times too have you heard where somebody has been abducted and they've taken sperm or taken eggs, and then later on also you hear about people who've been abducted who are having eggs implanted in them,
and to create like hybrids. Yeah.
So,
and the idea behind that is that they are trying to incorporate themselves. The aliens are trying to incorporate themselves into the human race, so that eventually we will all be alien. Not just having traces of alien DNA, but actually be hybrids.
Well, supposedly by some people we already all are. That we came from Mars or from other places. So this is another theory on that.
We talked about that on that old show that we did about alien origins, and and the fact that the whole alien. The alien traits and the alien look and all that is being slowly incorporated into our culture, so we aren't so shocked when we actually become the slaves of these alien hybrids. But
one of the things I found out that we were talking about too is you were talking about before the show presidents, and how most presidents have Rh negative blood. I find that, since it's so rare, pretty fascinating. It's like, especially with how we elect presidents, how do we know? Do both candidates end up having it?
I don't know. But I'd
like to look more into that one.
That is actually a verifiable fact that most presidents. Now, there are some presidents whose medical records have been lost to history, But a lot of presidents, and including Trump, and including Obama, both of the Bushes, and I was telling Ralph when I was looking this up, I saw this video interview with Barack Obama, and the interviewer mentioned to him whether or not he knew that he had, back in his family history, he's actually cousins with Dick Cheney. And he said, yeah, he did know about that. He says he's not going to attend a family reunion anytime soon.
I don't think so.
But yeah, but a lot of these people are actually related, and it goes back to, now I can't remember his name, but he was the King of England who signed the Magna Carta, and but they all are linked back to him.
It's kind of like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, 6 Degrees of
Right.
the Magna Carta.
Yeah, there you go. And so it's not surprising then that the royal family, this is very prevalent in the whole royal family.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I found out something else, and that is where the term blue blood comes from, is from the Rh negative, because people with Rh negative blood tend to, their blood is actually, I wouldn't say it's blue, but it has a bluish quality to it. And so that's why the royal family has always been known as blue bloods.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool, actually.
Well, when you
I
told me
didn't know
that too, it made me start thinking. It's like, okay, so I looked into the celebrity part side of it too.
Okay.
And it seems like if you have Rh negative blood, you could really do a lot with your life easier, because
Well, right,
there are
and-
so many celebrities, and we're talking Dan Aykroyd, Al Capone. Well, he's not really a celebrity in that aspect, but I mean, famous people: Clint Eastwood, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin,
Johnny Depp, I heard.
Johnny Depp, Marilyn Monroe, O.J. Simpson. You know, Ozzy Osbourne, Jack Nicholson. I have a lot, just list John Lennon. It's amazing how many famous people are Rh negative.
Yeah. And,
Why?
But see, and that goes back to the commonly held traits of these people. You know, I mean, the fact that they, you know, tend to be more empathetic. They tend to have a higher IQ. They have highly tuned senses. Maybe
Right.
that's why. And when you consider that only 15% of the population has this, you know, I mean, maybe there's a link there.
But how did Trump fit into that description you just said?
Yeah, I don't know. Seriously, because he does not have a high IQ at all. In fact, I wonder, you know, there's an old joke going around that he's commonly called IQ 45. You know, 45th resident. Same as his IQ.
Okay,
You know?
no, I figured it out. You said that now, if somebody who is Rh positive or Rh negative has a Rh positive or negative baby, the body will destroy it.
Yeah, it considers it like a foreign entity. So it's kind of now nothing's been proven, but it's commonly held that the aliens did not want Rh negative people to breed with the Rh positive people. So, and that's why, and you know, folks, this is a fact that a lot of women who are Rh negative and are carrying an Rh positive baby don't usually go to full term.
But now there's medicine.
Now there's this medication out there that can help it along, but it's not foolproof.
So Trump's mom must have used that medication, and it was a side effect.
Maybe that's what it was.
Okay, I've solved the mystery, people. Thank you.
Oh my God.
I know it was a long way to go for that, but I thought it was interesting anyway about the babies.
Hey, real quick, I just want to break in here really quick and talk about something that happened today that Ralph and I were just talking about. There was a mass shooting in Florida at the Madden NFL video competition, and we were just wondering, where is the link there? Why would they shoot that thing up? You know,
It should be interesting to see what story comes out about
I'm
that.
very interested. But anyway, just to let you know, our hearts are going out to you guys right now. Those families. There's been like four fatalities, 11 wounded, six
Still in the
are
hospital.
still in
Yeah.
the hospital.
One
yeah.
critical.
So just want to bring that up real quick. It has nothing to do with this program. Just wanted to throw it out there and let
Send
you
a
know that
little
we're
good vibe.
lighting candles for you. But yeah, aside from all of that we just talked about, there really isn't much more information out there. A lot of people think it's just a crackpot conspiracy theory kind of thing about the aliens and about the Anunnaki descendants. You know, I don't know whether to believe that or not. However, you can't bypass the facts on
Right.
this.
It doesn't matter where it comes from. The facts are the facts, and there are all these weird traits that they relate to. There are all these not coincidences, facts about Rh negative blood you can't ignore.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
It's just finding out where it came from.
very strange. But like I said, there's not a lot out there. I mean, there's a lot of theories about this, but I thought the most interesting theory behind this is that people that are Rh negative are actually descendants from the Anunnaki and carry alien DNA. I think that's kind of interesting. Now, the reason for that is because I'm one of the believers who believes that this explains the introduction of alien DNA explains a missing link. Now, there's a whole lot of theories out there about explanation behind the missing link. I happen to subscribe to this one, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's going back to what came first, the chicken or the egg type story. It's like we will never know how everything actually happened.
I don't think we'll ever find out. Maybe one day when the hybrids take over, maybe then we'll know. But I don't know. I mean,
I think we'll find out when the spaceship lands and tell us that they're all here to serve man.
Yeah. That's a great Twilight Zone episode. But yeah. But anyway, so there it is.
Do with it what you would like. Send us our thoughts on it. I'd like to know other theories. If you have other theories
please do.
it.
And if you happen to be Rh negative, drop a comment below and let us know.
Yeah, how many of these traits do you fit too?
Yeah. Speaking of that, we would like to interview some random people, just normal everyday people that may have had paranormal or UFO experiences. So if you'd like to be
Bigfoot.
Yeah, or saw Bigfoot. Yeah, any kind of cryptid or whatever. Let us know. We would love to have you on the show. Just click. I have a link dropped in the description below. Just click on that, and you'll fill out a questionnaire. And basically, what we want to know is your experience. And then we will get you on the show on with us. So
And while you're down there, click that subscribe button and hit the bell.
Yeah. We are also going to be having a couple of paranormal and cryptid investigators, some experts on this stuff. We're going to have a couple of those people on here pretty soon too. So yeah,
stick to it, and you're going to see a lot of more interesting stuff coming up.
I'm telling you, this is going only upwards. I mean, I'm shocked at how well this is doing so far. So
thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you very much. So until next time, keep thinking and questioning everything. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe and click that little bell so you can get a reminder every time we upload a new episode.